Hello, viewers and listeners. I'd like to welcome you today for our third episode of the Alice in Wonderland series. Today, our topic is going to be fitness and fight. It is not fitness or fight, both of it has to go together. And of course, I'm a proponent of being active at all times, from when we are very young to when we cannot move anymore, right? And if we want to continue to move for longer times without pain and disability and without falling sick, then we better start as early as possible. And I also have a lot of belief that exercises has to be continuous. It's not something we do for a very short time and then stop, because that's not going to give us the best benefit. This is not like a surgery where we see the result immediately. We need to do it repeatedly, get stronger. We need to do varying amount of exercises. There is Albert Einstein saying that I believe in: nothing ever moves until we move. So we need to keep moving for things to move for us and for others around us as well. So of course, to share with us her beliefs and her thoughts about fitness and fight especially, I have an esteemed guest today with me. She is Miss Nisha Alagasan. Let me tell you something about her. This beautiful young lady who I have known for some time, she's not 1, 2, 3, 4 or 5. She's 9 times Malaysian karate champion, and she's also a gold medalist winner at the SEA Games, and she's ranked 5th in the whole world for karate. So it is my pride indeed to welcome Miss Nisha to this podcast. Hi Nisha, how are you doing today?
Very good, Dr. Alice. Thank you very much,
Yeah,
Dr.
I
Alice.
think she also is doing an awesome job with her karate
Cardio. Yeah, Kara Cardio.
Karate cardio, and we call it, the pet name is Kara Cardio. So we are going to be talking a lot of interesting stuff today with her. So Nisha, I can call you Nisha, right?
Please do, Doctor.
Champion Nisha. Okay. So what is your personal beliefs about fitness? What do you think is an ideal fitness level? How do people in general and women more in particular, how do we develop our fitness goals and how do we reach there?
First of all, I would like to thank you, Dr. Alice, for this segment. I'm here with you as a guest. It's an honor for me. Thank you very much, Dr. Alice. And for the woman, you were asking, Doctor, about how to keep up with the fitness level, right? So I do believe that, I strongly believe in consistent work. So whatever we do every day becomes a habit. So a habit becomes the result. So that's where I've been practicing all this while. Like every day we bathe, we brush our teeth. So
Exactly.
it's the basic routine, right? So we do eat, we take a meal, right?
Yeah.
So the same goes to fitness. So we have to practice every day just to sweat out. That's it.
Exactly. I
Yes,
have
Doctor.
people telling me they have no time to exercise. So I tell them, do you have time to eat?
Exactly, Doctor.
So when we can eat and
Yes.
we can like do all our mundane
Exactly.
daily work,
Yes.
exercise, as I know, as a doctor, as a scientist, I know that every cell in our body is meant to move. There is vibrations and movement going on in every cellular part of our body. So it is us who are making ourselves static, which can be extremely unhealthy and unproductive for ourselves. So I believe that this is a habit that has to be developed from very young. So I believe we will talk later about how you are helping young kids to develop good habits. But I think it has to be something that has to start from young, and then it has to proceed through whatever difficulties people undergo, maybe going away to college or starting a new job or becoming a new mother, just getting married and starting a new process of adjusting career and family life and so on. But I think it's very fruitful to still have exercise in the routine. And because fitness is not something that can come like very fast. So if you have the basics, like I did dancing from when I was very young. I think I did dancing from when I was 3 or 4 years old. I did Bharatanatyam, and then of course I went on to do a lot of other things throughout my life, but the basic was there because there was that strength and agility, it was easy to come back. After I had my 2 kids, it was easy to go back to exercising, but I think I never stopped completely exercising. But then I also believe that we need to vary exercises.
Yes.
I believe in that because in science we know, especially in preventive health sciences, and I'm a sports medical practitioner as well. A lot of you may not know. A lot of you know me as a cosmetic doctor, cosmetic surgeon. Some know me as a gynecologist, but I have a lot of interest in life, and I believe knowledge is something that needs to keep, we have to keep learning and growing. So sports medicine is one of my pet subjects, and I have been doing for the National Federation. I actually was their doctor, helping people to rehabilitate and so on. So I believe that varying exercises, preventing illnesses by mixing different kind of exercises, all of which is important. I mean, that is my 3 cents, about fitness.
24 hours is enough for you?
Yes, as
You
long
are the
as
classic
I
example.
believe that
Yes.
routine, don't you think, Nisha, is something very important. I tell everyone, especially youngsters, I say if we don't have a specific routine per day, what time do we wake up, how long we spend, that's my routine, on prayers and meditation, and how long I spend on exercising, how long I take to eat, and then I work from this time to this time. It's all routine. And then you have some me time, you have some time with the family, all these are important parts of life. So if we don't have a routine, we just do things in a haphazard way, then we don't get a lot of things done. So I have 24 hours like everybody else. So I'm sure you have a better time management. How about you? How do you do it?
Yeah, doctor. We had to train for twice, 2 sessions per day, and it's not an easy task to do because it's a extremely high intensity training. It's not very low intensity. So it's after the training, I have to go and take a quick shower, quick meal, and then head to my uni to study. Those days. So that's how I managed, and then I will take time for my recovery process. The recovery process is really important for me because I need to move the next day.
Yeah.
I have to have the same kind of energy, the same amount of energy for me to perform and during the training and all. So that's how I do my recovery process. Recovery process is really important for me, like rehabilitations and all this stuff, because we mingle with the injuries, our best friends. So yeah.
Yeah, martial arts must be. I had to learn so many things about martial arts. I do some kickboxing. I've been doing that. It's more of a active rest for me because I do like weight training and Pilates, but I still need to have my recovery days. So we call it active rest in sports medicine. And active rest days are when I do my dancing. I'm doing Kathak now. I'm learning Kathak. I'm into year 2 now. And then I'm also learning, I still do kickboxing. Yeah. So those are things I do on my. So what do you do for your recovery?
My recovery, I'll do icing, also cycling, as you mentioned earlier, doctor, like the active rest, cycling, and walking or a slow jog. Yes, and here and there, like I do Zumba sometimes.
Wow,
So
amazing! That's so fun. We should do Zumba together. Let us now talk about the importance of self-defense for young women. In recent days, we found that the violence against young women is growing bigger. Of course, we heard about all those, acids splashing and also gang rapes of women in India. But it's not just in India. In Taiwan recently, a young girl has been murdered, and even just downtown here in Bangsa, there was a young girl who was slashed, and I have had the opportunity to be with someone who was slashed like 25 times on the face by her jilted boyfriend or something like this. So I think self-defense is getting more and more important, and it's important for us to have this awareness, build it in our young kids from young time onwards, so that they will have the awareness, and then they will also become, as they come into maturity, have more tools in hand to handle that. So what's your thought about self-defense? Because you're a karate champion, so what's your thoughts about self-defense and its importance, and how can women go towards achieving the goals towards self-defense?
So, Doctor, based on
what's happening, it's becoming very rampant now.
Exactly. Yeah. So it's not happening now, but it's now happening more. No? So, Doctor, if you ask me, so I will say that the encouragement from the society and the family is playing an important role for the young kids, because the young kids, they don't have idea about this issues and stuff. So who needs to teach them, educate them about this from the young inside? So the society and the family playing an important role in encouraging them to enroll in martial arts. It not necessarily they have to be in karate, but they can be in any martial arts, because as a woman, I know we know how important it is to learn the self-defense, because the self-defense, the techniques and the tactics comes after, but the confidence that they are building in themselves, the moment they step into martial arts, so they will have a different level of confidence in themselves. So,
I've seen depressed and anxious kids. Sometimes they come to me for some help, and basically they have been bullied. They've been shamed about their body shapes, because people have this set thoughts about what a body image should be. So children, sometimes being so cruel, they tend to say it out loud, or even attack verbally or physically kids who are, in a way different from the general group. And I feel that what you said just now is so relevant. If parents can understand that it's not just psychotherapy these kids need, they need, as a defensive or a preventive method, they need to understand that they can protect themselves.
Yes, Doctor, absolutely. Like, it's considered as a mental abuse.
Yeah.
So when they can't take their mental abuse, like they can't, it's a mental torture basically.
Yeah.
So when they can't take it, they will be so the inferior complex will be increasing, and there's no one to help them.
Yeah, when these children learn martial arts or some kind of defensive tactics, if they are taught from young, I also believe it's not just about them going and picking up a fight, but they have that self-confidence and that, the esteem.
Yes.
They have developed within themselves. So even if they don't go and confront and fight unless it's a crucial important time when they have to defend themselves, but at least they have that in their mind that they are physically strong.
Yes.
They can protect themselves if it comes to that. I think that gives them already a kind of relief. Like for me, for whatever I go through, because I have physical fitness, even now I'm 60 years old, I have physical fitness, that makes me a very strong person mentally. So it's something that I want young kids and all women, whatever, and it should not be like the social stigma. Like sometimes there are women who give birth to children, and then the husbands and the family start telling them, oh, you already are a mother, what is there for you to exercise now and keep fit? It's not important. They always think that it's just about looking good, but that is not so. Looking good is a plus point, but I think on top of it, the mental, strength that gives is immeasurable, I feel.
Yes, Doctor. So when it comes to martial arts, it's not only going out there to fight and wearing your gloves or without the gloves to fight and show off to the world that fight, but it's beyond. When I'm saying it's beyond, it's like mind controlled. You can really learn how to control your mind when you are learning martial arts. When it comes to me, like I've joined this karate without any kind of interest, but I've went through. I really went in serious training. I took serious training, and I really went in a little bit more seriously, professionally, because I want to control my mind, and also I want to share the knowledge with the surroundings and my friends. So how I went through this is because there is always inequality will be happening in my life. So there's no equality whenever there is no fair result, there's no fair judgment. That's what I went through. So with that kind of things, I don't know why I was not given an opportunity to bring up myself. So that's where I want to prove myself by doing this martial arts really well, and put in a little bit more effort to bring up myself. So this martial arts, right, it really brings myself in a different level. Why I'm saying this, not because I know how to fight and I've been warned few times. No, it's not because of that. It really gives me a mind controlled. It's a mind control game. So martial arts really can discipline your mind in a different level.
So you feel like you can handle any situation in a calm and collected way.
It takes some time, but then at the end of the day, it comes.
So I believe for youngsters and even for women or men in stressful conditions, I think this will also act, am I right, as a way of stress relief,
yes,
and
Doctor.
also as a way of course, improving your self-confidence and self-esteem is what you shared as yourself as the example, how it builds you up to a different level. It's a lot of things. It's not just about how people look at us, it's also about how we look at ourselves, right? And also I believe that something like that for youngsters, because it gives them the emotional stability, the self-confidence. So Nisha, what do you think of fitness or sports in relationship to medicine, medical practices? There's now a lot of latest advances in medical practices which actually impacts on the fitness as well. So what are your thoughts?
Doctor, it's really an efficient combo that because fitness doesn't come only from through exercise, but also the medicines really being a helpful element to improve the fitness level. So it's a combo, I would say. Yeah.
Well said. Because I believe that the nutrition aspect is so very important, right? I'm sure if someone has goals to improve in whatever fitness that they are embarking on, they will not get the full results unless the nutritional parts of it comes in. To simply put, that they have to eat right as well.
Yes, correct.
Because there are some people, they believe that they can cram themselves with whatever nonsense that they want to eat, and then they want to exercise and think that everything goes away,
Yes, Doctor.
all the extra fats goes away, the muscle aches and pains goes away, the joint problems goes away. They think that, you see. So my belief is that in our centers, actually we are doing everything for sports fitness. We even have DNA testing, and for nutrition we also have DNA testing, other than of course skin and other diseases, related DNA testing as well. But that gives me an idea of what kind of exercises the person is suitable for. Because not everyone can do the long drawn out cardio. Some people have certain type of muscle fibers more active. So if we put them on a program of fitness that is suitable for their DNA typing or matching, then it's all the more successful. Of course, when it comes to nutrition, it's a general thing to say, okay, we all must eat healthy. Everyone knows to say this, whether we practice it or not. But I believe that life is all about balance. So I never like to put any of my patients on any strict diets at all. I believe that we have to eat in moderation, and if we know that what we are deficient in, which we can do by doing the right kind of blood tests or DNA tests, we will know nutritionally what kind of foods that you need to become stronger. and also prevent disorders as in joints, because as a defense person, you know that sometimes our joints get a brunt. You're still young,
Most of the time.
but as we grow older, this can get worse, because most people nutritionally get deficient because we don't absorb a lot through our stomach linings or our intestines as we grow older. So then we will need to have some amount of supplements put into their regimen as well. So the way I do it is by doing the proper testing, because I believe knowledge is key. If we don't know, then I cannot treat you. And then with that, I will give the correct kind of nutrition. We even have our IV nutrition, intravenous, which is specifically for people who have fitness goals. So it makes them stronger. We have injectables to make people to lose some weight, increase energy. They are no magic. They are all amino acids and other things that strengthen our muscles. At the same time, things like coenzyme Q10 is increasing our energy levels, so we can go out there and do the exercises that we want to do. So gradually doing treatments like this does help a lot, not only in the fitness goals but also in preventing injuries. And this is so important for women who, after they have given birth to a child, they are actually very nutritionally weak. And if you look at overweight people, who I see a lot as well, they also are very nutritionally challenged, because many of them, due to lack of correct advice, they've been starving themselves to glory, which is actually wrong. You cannot lose weight by starving. You can do a bit of intermittent fasting maybe, but not really starving the whole day and just drinking coffee. That just makes you nutritionally very weak, and then you become even more bigger because of that. And of course, we also come up with some modalities we call functional magnetic stimulation. So we have those chairs where women can come in and sit, which tightens their pelvic floor, like after they've given birth to a child, because the Kegels exercise is easy to teach, very hard to do, because you need to do a lot of it, and we are able to do in a 20 minutes like 200,000 supramaximal contraction at the pelvic floor, as well as stimulating the back nerves, which also support the stimulation of the muscles. Of course, if you want an awesome body, we also have treatments that stimulate muscles more. We use it for two things, Nisha. One is for men and women who exercise very regularly, but because of their genetic types, and especially for women, we don't form muscles very well. So then it's a safe way of bulking up the muscle a bit to give that superb form. Okay, or for those guys who've done bodybuilding and then they are very big and strong looking, but they're actually weak. Especially in their core and so on, they are actually weak because they focus so much on building up those bulky external muscles. The deep muscles in their body is actually not well toned, which can also cause injuries, backaches, disc prolapse, a lot of issues. So then we also have those functional magnetic stimulations we can do to improve the core strength as well, and especially very good for ladies after childbirth, because the tummy has gone wrong, and then the muscles have all stretched and expanded, and it may take them many years. Going by my experience, it will take many years to get the tummy back to that. So then when we add treatments like that, it's also very useful. So it's all out there. The science is out there. It's all up to us what we want for ourselves.
Yeah, Doctor, I strongly agree with whatever you have said, and it's really useful for me as well, Doctor. So when I was an athlete, we had a psychologist, a biomechanics expert, and we also have nutritionist. Yes, nutritionist. So these three things, there are more actually, but particularly these three things, these three experts really helped me during my training. It helped me to visualize and analyze the techniques, so to improve on the speed, to improve on the balancing, and okay, let's say if I want to do a single kick, it's easy, but how if I want to do like triple or more than that, many kicks, multiple kicks. So that's where the biomechanic experts came in, and they really made it happen. Yes, my effort is yes, but their effort was more than that. So it was really helpful. And nutritionist part, they have, did like program for us. Like we each and every athlete, we have our own program. Depends on our body system, depends on our exceptional of the food and everything. So it was really helpful. And
So do you still follow those some of the tips from the nutritionists especially?
Yes.
And then as you go, I believe that you're still doing some amount of championship trials, right? Did you do some?
yes, doctor.
Last year?
Last year.
Okay.
Yeah, last year.
So did all those come to help you again?
Yes, definitely, because in karate we have to jump when we execute the techniques. So it was really helpful. Like I'm still keeping it in my mind, and I'm practicing it.
Have you ever been injured in the line of your competition or your trainings? Have you had injuries?
Yes, Dr. Got. I've injured my nose. Yeah, nose quite bad. It was like I think 1 month before my SEA Games attempt. So when during my sparring with my teammate, so it was a male boy. So he kicked me using his heel on my nose.
He liked your nose so much.
So what happened was it was totally unexpected because that moment, like I was about to attack and he was about to do an intercept kick. So it was a counter kick.
Yeah.
So I don't know whether my nose was so sharp or what. It went first, and
I understand that because sometimes you're on the offensive.
Yeah.
You're not
So
100%. You're already
exactly.
halfway through there. You're not
Yes.
100%
I
protected.
can't really protect
Yes.
or stopped in between, but it was not very. It was serious injuries, but I'm not threatening or scare anyone here. But I'm just sharing my experience. So that was like I think 30 seconds to 1 minute. I was blackout.
Okay.
So blackout, and then my nose and my forehead part was like bluish and purplish.
Okay.
So after that, I slowly,
So it took you some time to...
sometime like 2 weeks.
2 weeks. to-
Yeah, and the doctor said I'm not eligible to go for the SEA Games, but I've managed to wear I wore a mask before. But usually with karate we don't use mask, but
Yes.
I had to use because of the injuries. Then after that, what happened was that was the SEA Games that I won
You
2
won a
gold
gold.
medal. Yeah.
So it made you stronger, yeah? But for people out there, if you are suffering from injuries after any kind of fitness or martial arts training or Muay Thai or whatever, please do contact us because I have a lot of experience treating football people, basketball from overseas who would normally be grounded for a season at least when they had injuries in their Achilles tendon or in their knee joint or any part of their body, and then we are actually using the miracles of stem cells to heal them. And then of course we have hyperbaric oxygen chambers and other modalities and some physio modalities in our center, and we use them actually to put them back in the game within a month. So these are things that we can give to those people who want to recover quickly from injuries, or they just want to perk themselves up before a competition. We have F1 drivers who will come here to be in some of get our IV drips and be in our hyperbaric oxygen chambers, which kind of increases their sharpness, of the mind. It's not just about a physical thing. The mind is energized as well, so they can go out and compete to the maximum level. Yes. So Nisha, what is your inspiration that made you open the Kara Cardio, which is your current focus enterprise, isn't it? To try and build up self-defense and also like a lot of programs. I think I'll let you to talk about it.
I was not given an opportunity to bring up. I want to tell something to the world. I want to share the knowledge with the youngsters, especially to the women out there. Those who are feeling like they don't have the self-confidence, those who don't have, they are having inferior complex and everything. So I was planning to create a platform for those people with this mindset, and also for not only for women, for everyone. So I was not given an opportunity when I want to bring up something. So I plan to create an opportunity for myself to say things to the world. So that's how I created this platform, and it's been, I think,
Very
it's been
successful.
Yes,
I believe that you have trained thousands of people in your line of work.
Yes, doctor.
So tell us a
Thousands
bit
of
about what kind of programs do you do?
We do self-defense, basic self-defense and pro self-defense. We have several elements there, and then we also train women with children, like basically mothers. We want to help them out to bring out themselves and prove themselves to the society, And then we also train male. We have male and female, two categories, and regardless of age, we do practice. We do give practice to everyone, like regardless of age. Because the common question which I get throughout these years is my age will be a barrier?
Problem
Is
or
it
a
a problem?
barrier?
Yeah, is it a barrier for me to practice martial arts from the white belt?
Age is just a number.
Yes, exactly. You are the classic example, I would say, Dr. Alice. So the first thing I will say that no, it's your mindset that's saying that age is a barrier, and I'm not going to do this because that's it. So when there is no limit, so they can practice anything.
I was very interested, of course, in your corporate programs. We'll talk about that later. I was very interested in this cardio sculpt that you're doing, because I'm very vain and I like to always look sculpted, The cardio sculpt it looks like a wonderful idea, It's like you get your cardio done, you get your body nicely toned. At the same time, do you learn self-defense as well?
Yes, doctor, exactly.
Nice.
So it's I always go for the combo, so because I don't want to torture the clients or athletes by just giving cardio workouts. So I here and there I will input the self-defense part. So with the knowledge of martial arts or without the knowledge, so they will be wearing the gloves and they will be boxing the punching bag. So we also have anger management training program, and it's like more like a stretch management. So they come in and they will be just punching the punching bag, and we have trainers. So I have coaches, trainers. So they will be being the partner for them, and they would teach like some takedowns training, some grabbing, and
sparring kind of
Yeah.
things. But what's your experience with young children or even like youngsters, young adults? Do you think that this kind of practices not only gives them the physical well-being, but does it also make them emotionally more stable, more strong? Does it make them like better students, or does it, because there are parents I know that from young they send their children for tuition and more tuition.
Yeah.
And sometimes my heart goes out to these poor kids because when we were young, our parents gave us a lot of opportunity to play on the trees
correct.
and run around and all that. But nowadays the kids don't seem to have that time because the parents are so focused on academics, they're not focusing on other things. So my question is, will this take away from their academics, or will it make them better at their academics? What do you think?
Doctor, it's definitely a combo. It's a combination of the particular athlete or a student. He or she will perform better if they know sports, because they can really balance their time. They can really balance their mindset. They can really not only education. It's not, but now for now, most parents are aware of this. Happily, they are aware of this matter, because they also need to sweat, and they need to sweat
Detox
detox
remove the stress from the
correct.
mind.
But most of the smart students, my students, like athletes, they have been achieved like 10 A's and 8 A's in the SPM. and they are black belt in karate. So they have been balanced like both.
Because I think if there is discipline, you do well in whatever you do in your life. I do believe that. I also believe that for older people, we always hear the words meditation and meditation. Yes, meditation is important. Positive motivation every day in the morning is important to me. But the most I can spend on that time is 15 to 30 minutes. You know, when is the rest of my meditation? The rest of my meditation is when I'm exercising. You know, because I'm so focused, whether it's dancing, whether it's kickboxing, whether it's Pilates, I'm so focused on my physical movements. I forgot about every other problem I have. What is happening around us? You know, I forgot all that. That's automatically a meditation because your mind is so focused.
Yes.
You know, on what you're doing, which is very, very positive. And day in and day out, you get better at it. That makes you even more positive.
Yeah, doctor, I would like to add on something. Like the student, a young woman or young man, they will get a direction when they are really practicing martial arts or exercising. They can get direction. So they have a goal to achieve.
Yes.
So towards that, they will work more.
Yes.
So the same attitude, the same mindset will transform into the education. So that's why they can really balance both. Yeah.
So that brings us to education and work.
Yes.
So you run programs for corporates as well, right?
Yes, doctor. Yes.
So what kind of programs do you do for corporates, and how do the corporates benefit from this?
When it comes to corporates, they are fully stressed, busy life, no time. So when I go there, like I really do self-defense, basic self-defense, and some cardio workouts. So they really benefit from that. It's fun for them because it's absolutely taking away their mind from the working hectic working routine. Yeah. So it's absolutely taking out, and they do better. They
and
really can
also
focus.
the flexibility. I think a lot of injuries happen later on in life is because there are people who get wrist issues, carpal tunnel syndrome, and so on, because they are all the time like this.
Yes.
Sometimes they get weakness of their muscles because they are forward like this and their muscles are not actually working in the back, and then that puts them towards getting a slip disc and so on. So I think to keep the both physical and mental active, I think it's so important for corporates to do that. I think many corporates will spend some money on entertaining their staff. Do you think? They will have like outings for eating. I mean, Malaysia, we are very famous for entertaining ourselves. You know, we do a lot of entertainment programs. We see them in TV, we see them all over the place in Netflix or whatever. And then we also like to eat. But then why do our activities of getting together, social gatherings, why do they involve physical activity? Why don't they involve movement?
It must be a main thing for now, because there are ample of diseases are coming up now. So they have to be aware and be alert before it happens. So I think the big companies and organizations, like these organizers, they have to really organize this kind of campaign, awareness, fitness awareness to the people out there. Yeah.
You know, people, we used to say only 50 or 60 years old people start to fall sick. But now we know of very young people getting adrenal fatigue because repeatedly doing the same things every day. It's a rat race, you know, driving to work, stuck in the traffic jam, and then have to put up with the boss and finish up everything, and then you're static, you're not moving. So there's no way for the mind to relax. So they get fatigued and they're getting diabetes, high blood pressure, heart attacks and strokes a lot earlier than before. So I think what you're doing is really, really good.
Thank you, doctor.
So Nisha, what is pressures that you're undergoing? You already won 9 championships, and then you also won your gold medal at SEA Games, but it all must be extremely stressful in a way, is it? What is the challenges, and how do you deal with it?
Yes, doctor. When I'm listening to this question, right, I'm already pressured by the question. So it's there are a lot of pressure in like will be coming in during the training, before the training, after the training, during the competitions. But once I go up on the podium, receive the medal, so all disappeared. So before that, like what are the pressures I've went through is like the goal we have been we will be given like a goal to achieve. Like okay, you make sure you must go until the semi-finals at least. You must clear up the first round. You must go for the finals, and you must get the gold medal. So these are the
goals,
targets.
targets
Given to each and every athlete. So in order to achieve that, the pressures are like during the, because training is the competition prior to pre-competition. So in training, we have to score as many as we can with our favorite techniques.
Okay.
Yes. So if we fail to score during the training, then we can already predict what will happen in the competition. So that is the first question. And then if the training goes like longer, fatigue, tired, and dehydration, so all these things. So after that, let's go run to the nutritionist, what am I supposed to do, and recovery process and rehab, because we have injuries and all. So with the injury, the association or the National Sports Council, they won't allow you to go for the competition. So you can't participate in competition if you have injury. So you have to prove that I'm okay, I'm all right, and you see I can do, perform and execute my techniques. So there's another pressure.
Yes.
So also there is another, this is not really a pressure, but this is a common thing. I think the most of the athletes are maybe going through this, like can't attend the events.
I see.
So the family members, like every Saturday and Sunday you are going for competitions, or 1 month, or 3 weeks, or but from my family it's zero pressure from them. So I've relieved from that. I've no pressure from my family. They have just give me encouragement and motivation. Highly motivated. Yes,
yeah,
highly motivated.
It's a blessing when the family
doctor
helps you out.
Yes, doctor. Yeah. So that I think some of the athletes may
have the pressures,
go through this pressure, but it is absolutely not a pressure, because it's not going to help for your performance or for your victory.
Especially if you don't have supportive siblings and or husband and wife, who tend to be jealous or who tend to be insecure about our successes, then it becomes all the more difficult, isn't it?
So pressure. So I've went through all this, but then it was a process and experience.
How do you feel just before you go up and fight? Do you have a lot of nervousness? Are you very calm at the time?
Or? Oh no no definitely no. So many butterflies will be in my tummy. So no, doctor, it's like absolutely like my pressure before the competition, before I go up to the tatami, we call it tatami, the ring, is how am I going to perform and how am I going to win. That is the only pressure, only feelings that I would have. So other than that,
but otherwise, during the competition, your mind will be completely occupied with what you're doing, and then you completely forget, right?
Yes, correct. Yeah. Why? Because they tend to make mistakes. Some of them tend to make mistake that they will be too focused on the other opponent and not on themselves. Yes. So that this is where I would say, like, starve your distractions, feed your focus. So you have to focus on yourself rather than you're focusing on the opponent. Same like our lifestyle.
Yes,
we have to focus on ourselves rather than
do good.
The surroundings. So when we focus on the surroundings, they will grow rather than instead of us growing. So that's the thing, doctor. Yeah.
Wow. So you're doing a great job, Nisha. So what's your hobbies and current ones? How do you distress on top of distressing with exercise?
Okay, doctor. So I love to read articles about successful people. Malaysia. In Malaysia, we have a lot of successful people, including you, Dr. Alice. So when I was small, I've been watching you giving talks and advices and opinions from your side. So when I was small and when I was younger, way younger, I was looking at you, and now I'm so super happy. And I've said this in one of the event when I saw you first time. So I was so happy, and I'm really happy now. I'm so proud and to sit with you, and there was a lot of things that I've learned from you, Dr. Alice. Thank you very much.
Thank
you,
you.
really, thank you very much. And
It's wonderful to know that I had a small part to play in developing a successful, athlete who's well known throughout the world, and also now a proud entrepreneur who's doing great social services work.
thank you, Doctor. So that's what I do. I read articles about success people, and those who are helping out stray dogs, animals, and the poor society. So now I'm doing here and there, little bit. So I will make sure that I will be doing it in a bigger scale soon, Doctor. I'm working on it actually.
I think that's very important. We need to focus on ourselves first, and then we have to focus on our people around us. Like it can be family, it can be our staff, it can be friends, and then gradually that's how everything grows, and then we can do bigger things as well in the future.
So apart from that, I'll be in the gym most of the time.
That's
And
fun.
then, yeah, that's really fun, and I like traveling. So I do travel, which we can't do now during this pandemic.
Yeah, so alike, we like the same things. I love dogs, and I like to give to the
Oh, wow.
poor and needy, and I love the gym and all the activities, and I also love to travel.
Nice. Doctor.
Which we are grounded right now, but things will be better.
We will travel soon, Doctor. We will
Yes.
travel together. soon.
Yes, that'd be great. So, Nisha, is there anything you want to tell our viewers? Some final quote?
Okay, Doctor. Thank you very much to the producer, director, and Doctor you, and for inviting me as a guest for today's episode. Alice in Wonderland. Yeah, it's a very cute code, a very cute topic, which is suitable for you. So I would like to say that while we are too busy in the entertainment world, so I think we have to highlight more on the educational part in the self-defense. Like we have to bring on the awareness among the people around. So I think it's a very important thing, and it will play a vital role if we bring in the awareness. Yeah.
Thank you so much, Nisha. That was a wonderful message. We have come to the end of the show, and I'd like to thank our guest, our champion, the woman who embodies my motto, which is beauty from within, the person with the internal beauty, strength, and of course external beauty as well, Miss Nisha Alagasan. Thank you
Thank you
so
very
much,
Doctor.
for taking time out of your very hectic schedule to come and be with me. Yeah.
Thank you very much, Doctor.
So I like to end this segment with this quote from the Cheshire Cat in Alice in Wonderland. The only weapon against reality is our imagination. So let's make our imagination give us more ideas as how to make us superwomen. Okay? Thank you very much. Until next time. Hello, I'm Datuk Dr. Alice Prethima Michael. Thank you so much for joining our podcast today. Please remember to comment, like, and subscribe.